take this word O, tail, toe. This is a, I can say without sound, no voice. It is a voiced bilabial, voiceless, devoiced, voiceless, plosive. Bilabial, voiceless, plosive. Manner is plosive. Air stream has to be held momentarily behind closed lips, released with an audible plosion. Even without voice, you can hear it, no? And it has to be, there's got to be some pressure. There's got to be an explosion. The place is still bilabial. You can't say it without closing. You can't say pa without closing your lips. Say it. Try. Say pa. You can't say pa without it. Okay? So lips have to close, release with an audible plosion, and vocal cords do not vibrate. Right? But for O, again they start vibrating immediately. Po, O, and the tongue has taken the position of O. Again, that O is a rounded, for just to say that O, there are rounded vowels. The position of the lips for all the vowels is spread, neutral, and rounded. Spread lips, rounded, and the tongue position. This is the tongue position is more important. Okay, so immediately the lips have gone into the O position, the vocal cords have started vibrating, and the tongue also has gone into the position for the required for the vowel O. Otherwise you will get whatever. You need a definite position of the tongue for the vowel O. So from this, immediately po. Now this sound is a D voiced again. These are the pairs. P and B, plosive, then T, T and D and K and G. Okay? Voiced, devoiced. No, sorry. B and B. Devoiced and voiced, devoiced and voiced, devoiced and voiced. Voice required for P, B, D and G. Voice not required for P, T, K. But you hear the difference, na? Every time I say K or T or D or G or B, you hear it, na? What makes you hear that difference? Because all the positions are right. There is voice or no voice. That has to be correct. Now here, T is a D voice sound. From this O, which needed voice, immediately shut off voice. And this is called a alveolar, ridge alveolar plosive. Again the action is staccato. T. Moment the tongue touches the upper front teeth, just behind the upper front teeth. Air stream is held momentarily behind that and again released with an audible plosion. It is a voiceless, ridge alveolar plosive. The P is a bilabial voiceless plosive. T is a ridge alveolar voiceless plosive. So voice has gone. The tongue has had to go into that. So try saying that, you will feel it. It needs to go there. Okay, isn't it? You don't need the action of the lips, but the tongue has to be there behind, and that is that kind of thing. Staccato. And release with a plosion. You cannot sort of slowly release the tongue here. Then you will not get a T sound at all. T, T, T. Okay? Now it's gone in there. Then A, back again, A, voice again, and the tongue has gone into the position of pote, A, it's that vowel, the symbol is that, A, and back again to voiceless, and ridge alveolar, and back again to voice. So these two requiring the ridge alveolar. So unless now I am consciously or unconsciously, we are not aware, consciously we are not aware of the tongue movements and the movements in the mouth. But we are making them. Otherwise you will not get the right sounds. If it's not done properly, you will not get the correct sound. and we are not even aware that those movements are occurring. We are not aware of the action, the movement of the soft palate or the pharyngeal muscles behind the throat. Apna ghasa asto na? This is the thing, just that back wall, back of the throat, that wall. That's called the pharynx. Now that pharynx is the nasopharynx, the oropharynx, and the laryngopharynx. Three of them having different muscles used in different parts of speech. In swallowing, they are all involved. They're all involved in swallowing. Now, so many of these movements are required which are not even conscious, but which have to be done. A child who is not capable of gross motor movements or even fine motor coordination of the fingers, how on earth are you going to expect? Even if he has learned the gross motor skills of walking, the feeding, doing these things, these are still going to be very difficult. Very difficult. Unless, I mean, if you I just want to tell you, if you give voice throughout, even that stopping the voice, starting the voice, stopping the voice, starting the voice, it requires that movement. Without that, it will not happen. If you just continuously voice, then it will sound like bordeado. Even if you have the voice throughout, just the voice, it will sound like bordeado. I'm just saying this not to show off or anything, but to make you understand why it is so very difficult for a cerebral palsy CP child to acquire clarity of speech.